Thank you for listening to Comics for Fun and Profit. This is Kyle and Drew with your sneak peek at next week, episode number 380, where Drew and myself will paw through comics originally releasing May 31st, 2017, the 5th week of May, and the final one before the summer months start. Drew, before we get into what's coming out in our local comic book shops this coming Wednesday, do we have any feedback or words from the listeners?
Yeah, we kind of knew this one was coming right after we did our little Eisner's nomination.
Is it hate because I knew very little about anything?
Well, it's reasoned hate.
My least favorite kind of hate. I like the passionate, out of control hate. The reasoned hate, that's not as fun.
No, this is from Derek at the Comics Alternative, and he's not a hater. He's not a hater. So he just wanted to school us a little bit. So just listen to your latest episode where you reacted to the Eisner Awards, or maybe the show where you made a few comments about some of the nominations and then skipped over the vast majority of other nominees because you're unfamiliar with them.
Fair enough.
As you seem to point out every year, most of those nominated are outside of your wheelhouse and just aren't the kind of comics the two of you read. This is understandable since you focus on mainstream.
Ooh,
and I
makes
include,
us sound like hipsters.
Yeah, and I include Image, Dark Horse, and the like under mainstream designation. I would take issue with that because I think we are in the back half of a lot of the time. We're in the back half a lot of previews, but okay, there's nothing wrong with that. But those are exactly the kind of titles we tend to focus on at the Comics Alternative Podcast. So tell your listeners if they want to hear a podcast that takes on this year's Eisner Award nominees, they should listen for our upcoming episode where we focus exclusively on the nominations. That show will go up at the end of May.
Don't know why, but I thought you were going to say nomination.
And we'll discuss the ins and outs of the year's nominations, include some of the issues or criticisms we may have with them. Sounds good. We always we actually plug the Comics Alternative while we're doing the Eisners because we know you guys do such a good job.
We normally do that, but I think we were a little ashamed of how little we knew. We just kind of moved on in a hurry.
We may not have done that this year. Yeah. Oh, and Kyle, Sunny Lou is not a she. I listened to closely to make sure that I heard what I heard, and you called Sunny Lou a she, and he is a he. I
am unaware of gender, and nowadays it's best to just say she.
I don't see gender. Nice. We had Chris Butcher wrote in and said, "Hey Kyle and Drew, what do you think about the rumors that Superboy Prime may be the one behind everything going on in the DC universe and Rebirth? If that's true, is now the time to spec hard on DC Comics Presents 87? Thanks for the great content." So DC Comics Presents 87 is the first appearance of Superboy Prime, and it is selling for $10 to $15 on eBay right now. So what do you think?
Now is absolutely the time. You know, this is where you take those flyers. This is where you spec and you think about things, you tackle on things. And anything around the $10 mark is always worth jumping out and snagging one or two to be right on that wave. Man, everything I've looked at lately, everything I've sold and spec'd, it's always been get in, get out early. Everything is tailing off at the end, and when final release happens, get in, get early, and ride the first wave and get out.
So get them now, and then hope they spike to $50 and sell them?
As soon as you can make anything, do it.
I was thinking that the Dr. Manhattan connection, Osmandius connection, or whatever it is that we're seeing from the Watchmen days was going to be the big key. But yeah, Superboy Prime, at the end of the button, spoiler alert, we did get a Superman insignia, and people are ruminating that it is Superboy Prime over there. So it could be a Jonathan Kent tie-in as well, and that first appearance of Jonathan Kent is in Convergence number 2, which is hot garbage, and you could probably pick that up in bargain bins for pretty reasonable as well. So that's also an opportunity. Could be any of those. Buy them all.
Yeah.
Buy them all. But that Watchman's going to be expensive too.
Yeah.
That would be like issue 1, right, of Watchmen?
Yeah, probably.
Probably. And super expensive. Let's see. We have Michael Lamb wants to know what are your other 7 weeks of vacation so he can plan accordingly and so that he knows there'll be no podcast.
Ironically enough, I have a chart, but there may be a few things we pick up and put on, and I'm sure my brother will do a solo cast here or there as well. So we will be thinking of you during some scheduling.
Michael Lamb also suggests that perhaps you camp at where there is Wi-Fi.
I believe that's exactly the opposite of my camping agenda.
He talks about Unholy Grail looking awesome. Alien Bounty Hunter from Vault looks like a good read, but it's a mini, so he's not sure about spec value on that. Any thoughts on Unholy Grail or Alien Bounty Hunter?
I usually shy away from the minis, but I've even broken my rule in things like Green Valley and that. So, everybody's looking for some really cool stuff now. So, why not take a flyer? I've been right a few times on if it looks cool, just do it.
Emilio Begnardi is defending Aaron's podcast review that I guess I was harsh about because the guy's really upset. And so Emilio says this is for the unworthy Drew. Oh man, that hurt. That's harsh. I posted a review back in 2015. Until this day, I never got a thank you from Drew, who was pleading to get to 25. Either way, no hard feelings. Keep up the great job, Kyle.
Yay, go.
Ouch.
I've been saying for years, Drew, just an ungrateful lech at times.
Yeah.
And we've unfortunately got to look past that.
So we're going to go retcon this bad boy. And Emilio wrote, awesome podcast, 5-star review back November 9th, 2015. Here's for Drew, a 5-star rating for you. I'm fairly new to the podcast, and I have to say I'm very thrilled I have found it. I found this show very informative and entertaining at the same time. I'm even going back and listening to previous casts I have missed. I can't thank you enough as a collector and speculator for the show. Keep up the awesome job both of you guys do. Well, thank you. Thank you, Emilio Begnardi. We appreciate each and every one of our reviews, whether they be 1-star or 5-star, and would never, ever take them for granted. So please go to iTunes and give us a rating and a review, and we will read them on the air, or we'll forget about them and miss them and read them 2 years later.
I think this is a great idea. Since nobody is currently leaving us new reviews, let's do the retro review show where we just read old ones in order to cycle through and make it look like we have fresh reviews.
I like it. This is good stuff. Michael agrees with me.
Nope.
Jeff Lemire on Royal City and Black Hammer is far and away better writer than Max Landis. That's not the only one. Wolf Warner also says, what's he say? He says something great about me and something great about what I said. Let me see.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah. Jeff Lemire for Writer of the Year, Black Hammer, love Green Valley, but Jeff Lemire has too much heat right now. That's from Wolf. Sorry, Max Landis.
Yeah, put him in the same category of Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur. And
no. I think our listeners are right on. They are siding with me.
And look, I want to say that I'm a fan of Lemire. But, Lemire's the third or fourth guy in your rotation. He's got a few solid innings in him. He gets the job done. But he's not an ace. You don't trot him out. He's not selling tickets necessarily.
Yeah.
There's only been one thing I've purchased because of Lemire, and it was a Small Green Arrow run, and I regretted that. But I have legitimately went out for Max Landis things, enjoyed them, and said, that's all-star. That's a cut above.
Yes. I don't know if you should trust our baseball references since we are both Reds fans.
Ooh, hey, having a good year.
3 games out, right?
Yeah, not bad.
It's not bad. That's what we've become. Hey, they're not out of it.
Hey, we've yet to be
May.
mathematically eliminated.
Michael Lim says, can you please explain to me how Deathstroke got nominated for Best Continuing Series? Really? I believe Kyle and I felt exactly the same, and we're like, what did we miss? What has happened? What is up with Deathstroke, and how much payola took place for that thing to get a nomination?
Yeah, I'm at a loss on that one.
Marvel adds yet another issue onto an event title. It's for Nick Spencer's Secret Empire. It is now up to 10.
Which means that last 10th issue will cost you $9.99.
It will, and I wonder how far after the repercussion relaunch issues will have already launched, so that the new issues will have launched, and we'll still be waiting for that last issue of. That's just going to be miserable.
Building in the automatic 2-month delay and the ruined crossover event. This is just how we roll.
Good stuff. Colin Bunn sold an exclusive variant for Regression #1 on his Facebook page yesterday. I missed out, but I want to see if more creators doing this in the future. Did you see that?
I missed it.
I totally missed that as well. Michael read Nam Wolf #1 this week from Albatross Funny Books. Totally surprised that such an absurd premise could work. American soldier in Vietnam who's a werewolf causing havoc. Oh, I got to check that out. That sounds good. I know I have it on pre-order. And
I was going to say I saw it in the previews enough that I was like, I got to have that.
It's somewhere around. He says Aftershock Comics has done away with its 1 in 10 incentive variants. Starting in May, all variants are now open to order.
Yeah, I like it.
I think that's awesome. Possibly listening to retailers and or following DC Comics' lead. I think it works for DC. I'm scared it's not going to work as well for Aftershock. I think Aftershock should actually take a page out of Image's book and release the variant covers later in the cycle after the final order cutoff has happened, and then do a previews plus ask for variant covers at that point, keeping them open to order like Image does, and then you get the add-on sales, but it doesn't cannibalize your existing pre-orders. I think that's brilliant. I really think that's a brilliant tactic, and I know there's been upticks in some of Image titles because of it, and folks just aren't editing their old orders back. They're just adding those on, and I am also guilty of that. I just add those covers on and don't change my original orders of whatever I've ordered of the Image title. So I think that's the way to go. Nothing. You have nothing there.
We've talked about this many a time, and that's the same opinion you've had forever. And I wish they were easier to order, but it is what it is.
It is true. We missed the cutoff for Walking Dead's Pride Month covers. We had 6 issues locked and loaded to order for The Walking Dead, and
we were in time.
We were in time, but it missed their cutoff for their final order cutoff at our,
which is friggin' garbage.
Yeah, so DCBS is good.
No, they're
most
not.
of the time, but
they not,
effed us on this one.
No, they keep doing this. They're not changing with the times. They're not helping people out. They're just like they're literally getting worse and worse every single time something different happens in the industry. They fall farther and farther behind. They're more and more difficult than just going to Midtown.
True.
The website.
True. I missed this. Briggsland Lone Wolves #2, which is coming in July, has a Fiona Staples cover. Did you know that?
I did.
Did we order any?
I did.
I don't think I did. I think I completely spaced on it. Yeah, so, yeah. Briggs Land, Lone Wolves, #2. Pre-order that Fiona Staples cover because that's good stuff. And then he also mentions there's a Centipede #1 coming out based on the video game and from writer Max Bemis, who I love. And so I am all in on this. I'm getting not only the regular cover, I'm getting that video game cover too that has the classic Atari look to it.
Nice.
I'm psyched about that. That'll be fun. And it'll be a comic about the Centipede, which I spent a lot of quarters on back in the day. I think that's it for feedback. So if you want to shoot on over to Previews World, I'm ready to go.
Hey, I want to thank the listeners for sending in their feedback via Twitter, Facebook, or to our Gmail account. And we invite all of our other listeners to do the same. If there's something we're talking about here that you completely disagree with or agree with and want to chime in and say, hey, I agree with you, feel free to shoot us one of those, either an email, a Facebook, a tweet, or whatnot. We'd absolutely love to hear from you. So let's over to previewsworld.com. We're going to be looking at May 31st, 2017. I'm going to click on Table View because Gallery View drives me up the wall. And Drew, let's start where we always start. Let's start in Dark Horse.
It's a 5th week, so I'm guessing slim pickings, but we'll see.
Yeah.
We got Joe Golem, Occult Detective, Outer Dark. Not the first volume of this. It is the first issue of this volume, though, and it's a Mike Mignola book. That is $3.99. So for Mignola fans, it'll be a big deal. I don't know if it's going to have any spec.
Yeah, probably not.
It's all I could find.
All right. Dark Horse continues to have one or none for us. So let's move on down to DC. Whoa, DC shorter than I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, we've got the Flash 23, which is the Running Scared Prelude. I don't know if it's going to touch on anything that happened in the Button storyline or just pretend like it didn't happen at all. So I'm guessing it's a standalone and won't have anything to do with the Button at all. So less valuable. Do you like that variant at all? That variant cover?
Nothing pops for me necessarily.
Yeah.
Trinity gives us an annual for $4.99. You don't betray Ra's al Ghul and legendary sorceress Circe, and just walk away. That's what Lex Luthor is about to learn the hard way. Now he has to unite with his former Justice League teammates if he wants to stay alive. Meanwhile, the Trinity fear this ordeal will push Lex back to the dark side, because we've had a pretty good Lex, or a good guy Lex for a while. So,
we've got a Wonder Woman annual, written by a bunch of people: Rucka, Vita, Ayala, Michael Morikai, Jackson Lansing, with art by Claire Rowe, Stephanie Hans, Colin Kelly, David Del Fuente, and a Nicola Scott cover that's pretty nice.
Yeah, a nice cover. I like that.
It reminds me that I feel like I really missed the boat on those Jenny Frison Wonder Woman covers. And
oh my gosh, we took off. Did you see that friggin' one?
Oh, so good.
That's the best one you had. It was amazing.
So good. And I missed the boat on that. But that's about it for DC. Kind of light.
Well, we have the Teen Titans Lazarus Contract Special #1, which is the finale to the Lazarus Contract.
Oh.
The conclusion to the epic crossover is here, with consequences of which will be felt for years to come. What does the future hold for the Titans team after this game-changing run-in with their greatest enemy? Find out here as we set the stage for the next era of Titans, Teen Titans, and Eisner Deathstroke.
Eisner nominated Deathstroke. What is that?
I don't know.
How is that possible?
Anything else?
No.
All right, let's head on down to IDW, who has a full slate for this 5th week.
Yeah.
Full for some.
It went to a second printing on the Star Trek Mirror Broken #1, which I read and reviewed over at the comic book page at a recent weekly comic spotlight. I really liked it, man. Do you remember the original Star Trek series at all, Kyle? Did you watch those?
I've picked things up a couple times. I'm familiar with what a tribble is and that.
Yeah.
I'm more familiar with the Next Generation because of our father's obsession.
Yeah. Well, in the original there was this episode where Spock had a goatee and he was like the evil Spock, and there was an evil Kirk, and it kind of like was a trendsetter on all, like when Shaggy on Scooby-Doo had an evil twin and he had a goatee, so it kind of like that, it set that trope up, and it's been copied a lot. Well, they're doing one of these for the Next Generation, and it was really cool to see.
So is it like Picard with hair?
I think he had a goatee.
Okay, just the darn facial hair.
I think it's facial hair. But there was an evil Data, and an evil Geordi, and an evil the whole gang, the whole crew.
I love how you're out of names.
Yeah, I was never a Next Generation person, so I'm not that familiar with them. I've seen a couple of episodes and I know kind of who they are.
An evil Wesley Crusher.
That person I did not see.
Oh.
In the issue, but it was really, really well done, and I liked it, and it made me very happy. So it obviously made a lot of people happy because it sold out and is now going to a second printing. So it doesn't have an image, so probably a different cover. Maybe
You've said that multiple times and been wrong
80%
of the time. Yeah,
so it probably just has a different color scheme.
possible. Yep.
Yeah, that's possible as well. But it was a good read. So if you just want to read it, pick it up digitally and check that out because it was fun.
Are you gonna finish the mini?
Oh yeah.
Very cool.
I'm definitely in on this because, well, I say that, but there's 6 issues, so it could go lousy in a couple.
Or skip a month and break the story momentum or whatnot.
Exactly. But I plan to right now.
There you go. Anything else in IDW?
Nope.
All right, let's head on down to Image.
We've got the not only the Spawn cover, but the black and white Spawn cover for Black Science number 30. They look pretty sweet.
We missed out on last week's Spawn cover. The 7 to Eternity Spawn cover blew up.
And by blow up, how much is that?
It was like $25, like right off the bat.
Man, how did we do that? We got Packless number 1 from Dustin Weaver, who's doing art, cover, and writing. Do you accept the life you've been handed, or do you step into the unknown, even as it leads you into the shadows? In this new anthology series, the characters in 3 mind-bending stories find themselves faced with the question. It's a $5.99 comic that comes out on the 31st. What do we think about $6 comics? What do we think about anthologies, Kyle?
We skip all of them because that's not how we want our comics the trend to go.
No.
Oh, wait, that's not right?
Yeah, no, I agree. We don't like them. We don't like $6 comics. We don't like anthologies for the most part. As far as sometimes they're fun to read, but they're never spec worthy. Yep. Hardly ever. Killer Be Killed number 9. Good book. Ed Brubaker, Sean Phillips.
I think I just finished 7, so I gotta run. I gotta catch up.
Well, yeah, you do. You're behind one.
I'm always behind. I have to just sit down and just comic it up for a while.
I am current on Marvel and DC, but behind on everything else. That's sad, isn't it?
Yeah.
We got Sex Criminals number 19. Everybody goes deeper, and no, for the first time, we do not mean it like that. The great Fraction and Zdarsky.
You were supposed to say that a little sexier than you did, but that's okay.
Was I?
Yeah.
And then we've got an Annie Wu XXX variant. which I think I ordered. I may have gotten tired. I may have started to get tired of these.
It's getting expensive because they've been coming out in regular succession, but I have been ordering duplicates of every XXX, one to open, one to keep bagged, and one regular cover A.
And you know what? There's nothing more fun than taking your XXX variant to the creator at a convention and having them sign it, because it's usually a little uncomfortable, but
especially
they have fun
since
with it.
A lot of the kids in front are asking her to sign Squirrel Girl, and here you are waiting for your butthole picture to be signed.
Are you talking that you're talking about Erica?
I was, yeah.
Let's see, what else we've got down here.
Image plus 14. This is our final. Here comes Negan, or here's Negan, or look who's talking Negan, whatever it's called.
Yeah. And pay attention, because they're going to relaunch the second volume of Image Plus magazine with... I just read about this, and I'm already...
Are they going to renumber, or are we going back to 1?
Yeah, we're going back to 1. It's going to have a new Witches story in it by Scott Snyder and Jock.
Oh, man, I love that. But I don't want to buy these.
And it's going to have a new Ed Piskor comic strip in it. So the guy that does Hip Hop Family Tree, which I love. They're going to balloon it up to 80 pages, and the first one is going to be free in your previews guide. So if you pre-order previews, you'll get that first issue, and then after that they're going to go back up to $1.99. But at least if you're getting previews anyway, make sure that it's in that first one's in there. And I wish it was 99 cents. If it was 99 cents,
that's exactly the thing I was going in my head.
If it was 99 cents,
$1, I'd swing it. But for $2, you are asking too much.
Yeah, but it is fun. It is a fun.
It isn't fun.
It's a nice fanzine.
Sit down and read these.
I don't read them.
I got comics to read, Drew.
I don't read them either, as much as I'd like to. I do read the Here's Negan.
Yeah,
I enjoy that. But I hopefully they'll collect that at some point. Besides just their image box.
Yeah. Oh, when did the freaking crates come out? Mystery crates.
Was that in May?
No, I'd have heard about it. It's got to be June.
Must be June. Yeah, and we ended up not pulling the trigger on those, right?
Couldn't find a deal that we liked.
Yeah, way too much moolah.
Anything else from Image?
Mm-mm.
Set on down to Marvel.
Got the first issue of Cable, and Cable's going to be in the new Deadpool movie, so they're capitalizing on that. Of course, it's written by James Robinson, and he's been very uneven for me.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the Airboy. He did an Image a lot, but I have not enjoyed much of his Marvel stuff. The art's going to be by Carlos Pacheco, with a cover by Dale Cohn, and $3.99. Looks kind of like Cable on there. So
I've heard really good things about Deadpool versus Punisher. It's fourth issue, written by Fred Van Lente, with art from Perez.
I really like the variant. It's nice.
Yeah. I really like the tagline. I just realized Deadpool has trouble being Frank, and Frank Hassel has trouble being dead. I just thought that was funny. That's the tagline.
Yeah, I'm not much into Deadpool, but occasionally it's good. Hey, they've converted Man-Thing into a miniseries. Wonder why?
It was always a miniseries.
It was not always a miniseries.
How much money would you like to bet?
It was pitched as an ongoing.
How much money would you like to bet on how wrong you are?
Back when it was the number one issue was solicited, it was solicited as a 5-issue miniseries.
Absolutely, it sure was. R.L. Stine, 5 issues.
I don't remember that.
Just because you don't remember it doesn't mean it didn't really happen.
Well, whatever.
Ooh, we have a Moon Knight sighting, number 14. It's not dead yet.
This is the end. This is the last one. Mark's past, present, and future collide. An epic throwdown between Mark Spector and Khonshu. Who will survive and what will be left of them? Written by Jeff Lemire with art by the great Greg Smallwood, and then then it fades into obscurity until the next time it gets relaunched.
You sound so sad.
And I am sad, man. I just always want to have a Moon Knight around. I think there should always be a Moon Knight in print.
I don't disagree.
What do you think of those first 2 Secret Empires? Did you read them yet?
I'm not reading that crap.
It's been good. Now, will it continue to be good, and will it stick around too long and take too long to... Yes, probably. But as with most Marvel events, the first 2 issues, pretty darn good.
And here we have Secret Empire Uprising #1, written by Derek Landy, with art by Joshua Cassara. Putting some heavy hitters on this big event there, Marvel. Way to step it up.
Hey, in Spider-Gwen #20, we have an appearance by Earth 65's Wolverine. I don't know if that person's ever been around before.
I don't either, and I wonder if it's a chick.
And so is Earth 65's Wolverine's first appearance in Spider-Gwen #20 a big deal?
Yes.
Well, if it is, Spider-Gwen #20, pick it up. Pick up a couple of them, just in case.
Might as well. I mean, yeah, that's cool to have.
So Darth Maul's selling well enough to go to a second printing. This is the first Star Wars book I have skipped. And
really, Darth Maul is one of my favorite characters.
Yeah, I think that's the difference between you and me. And second issue also going into a second printing. So it's selling really well, and that's good for them. I missed the boat.
What don't you like about Darth Maul?
I don't know. I have no idea.
I mean, Ray Park's a pretty cool guy.
I never met the guy,
I mean,
but he's at every convention I'm at, but I've never met him.
The lightsaber has 2 sides. It's like a,
Yeah, he's not my Star Wars. I'm an original trilogy guy. Yeah, but I do like Dr. Aphra. She's kind of cool, and she's on her 7th. Yeah, she's on her 7th book.
Screaming Citadel Part 3. The Queen's parasites are spreading. Things don't look good for On.
Where are we at? Dr.
Aphra #7.
Oh, that's the name of the storyline. Screaming Citadel. Okay.
Yeah, that's what we're doing now. Screaming Citadel.
Yeah, gotcha.
We had that one shot, and now we have this.
Yeah.
Oh, let's see where Old Man Logan 24 is. The blockbuster climax to the epic Past Lives event. The event no true Wolverine fan wants to miss has all led to this moment. After reliving his very long life, Old Man Logan finds himself in the wastelands. But can he force himself to let history repeat itself?
Do we care about Old Man Logan? Isn't he just like a placeholder? More so than All New Wolverine?
I see, like, All New Wolverine was supposed to be the placeholder, but I'm really enjoying it. And multiple times I've picked up Old Man Logan, and it's very, very well done. And it's dark, and it's gritty, and it's good. But in the end, I don't think I care, because I think it'll fade into obscurity when it's all said and done. It won't really have meant anything.
Yeah, I agree.
Thanos #7. See Thanos as you've never seen him before, powerless and alone.
Aw.
Cue the sad Hulk music. Anything else?
Not in Marvel.
Note to self, Spider-Gwen 20. Alright, let's head into the back half of the book. Let's look at our smaller publishers, our 451s, our Black Mass, our Oni presses, our Aftershocks.
You want to explain to me why Saga is in this section? The 25-cent Saga? And not up in an Image where it belongs?
That is obscure. Yeah.
That's not
I'm
cool.
guessing preview screwed that up. So is that out this week?
Supposed to be.
I'll buy it. Buy it for a quarter.
Buy 4 copies.
Just give them $1 plus whatever tax code you're in and take 4.
Yes. Titans coming out with Blood Bowl, More Guts, More Glory, #1, a 4-issue miniseries. Written by Nick Kime, Jack Jadson, Nelson Pereira,
Those names sound made up.
Sandro Ribeira, and it's the most vicious and dangerous fantasy football tournament you will ever encounter. So there you go. Got that.
Bring it on.
But we also have Fisher #2 from Vault Comics, who we're kind of excited about Vault because of the 10.0s that are coming back from being graded, and the fact that their books are pretty darn good. So written by Tim Daniel with art by Patricio Del Pesce. Fissure #2. Hopefully you got Fissure #1. Would you say Fissure or Fisher?
Fissure. Z.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. Over at Space Goat Publishing, we have Heroines #1, written by Ted Nyfa, art and cover by guess who? Ted Nyfa. My name is Marcy Madison, and I'm here to save the world.
Wait. Before you read this illicit, it's a $6 #1.
Why do they do that?
But it's oversized.
I know, but it doesn't... I hate that. Okay.
They're asking us to trust them with more than I'm willing to give.
Yeah. You can't do that. You want to give away some pages? I get you.
That's how you do it.
That's how you do it. But otherwise, just put out a $3.99 book.
There we go. The aforementioned Nam Wolf #2 from Albatross Funny Books releases, written by Fabian Orango with art by Logan Fairber. While locked in the brig, Marty learns of his legacy, which involves werewolf Nazi killers. I'm going to read that again just because I want to say werewolf Nazi killers. Meanwhile...
Wait a minute. Are the killers of Nazis werewolves, or do they kill werewolves who are also Nazis?
I believe it's a werewolf Nazi killer.
So, okay.
The werewolf is the Nazi killer.
So the werewolf kills Nazis.
I'm hoping.
Okay.
Meanwhile, the Viet Cong have unleashed a monstrous creature of their own, also available with a limited edition cardstock. Mike Mignola, Hellboy cover.
This is tough. This is a tough week for massive spec opportunities.
Is there anything else? Is that it? Oh, yeah, that is pretty
I
much
don't
it.
see much anything else. Yeah.
Snag Namwolf 2. You just got to.
Yeah. I'm gonna pick Spider-Gwen 20. I'm gonna say that. Yeah, that there might be a. I did absolutely no research, so there may have already been an Earth 65 Wolverine appearance somewhere, but if not, and it's a breakout, yeah, here first. Spider-Gwen #20.
Yeah, that's one worth snagging.
Yeah.
Not a whole lot more worth snagging.
Nope.
Get that. Get 4 sagas while you're there. I don't know if Cable's going to be anything. I doubt it.
I'm not thinking. I'm not feeling that strongly either. None of the DC stuff has anything. That Image #1 pack list sounds awful, and it's $6, so I wouldn't do that. I would always jump on that Sex Criminals XXX variant, just for the fun of meeting Annie Wu later and having her sign it, because it's brilliantly awkward.
Yep. We didn't talk about Little Nightmares, did we? Did we talk about Little Nightmares?
It's kind of a kid's book.
Oh, yeah? John Shackelford. Yeah, I don't see a whole lot there.
The cover looked kiddie to me. Maybe it's not.
Yeah. Got a video game cover. Yeah, I'm out on that one. So yeah, feel free to skip the shop. Snag Namwolf, snag what was it? Spider-Gwen. Load up on Saga, and
there's a new Dollface 5.
Killer Be Killed's worth reading.
Yeah.
Buy me the Revival Deluxe hardcover.
I would like that as well. Just the Jenny Frison covers alone are worth that.
Yeah. Huh, great stuff, man.
Great
I mean, for a fifth week, we didn't have too much of a crazy down week, but just not a ton of spec necessarily I see here.
Next week's going to be crazy because it's the month before
Comic-Con
season, and San Diego's in July. So June, July is going to be just jam-packed full of stuff. It'll be exciting. Kyle will probably be on vacation, but
I do have a few scheduled. But for now, Drew and myself want to thank you for listening to Comics for Fun and Profit. Thank you for tagging along with us through our sneak peek at next week for May 31st, 2017, our 380th episode. Of course, like we said before, you can catch us at comicsfunprofit.com. There's links to our Gmails, our Facebooks, and our Twitters. Feel free to drop us a line and say, hey, this may have been a low fifth week, but this, and this were the actual things we should have went in and grabbed. We'd love to hear from you. So thank you so much once again for Drew and for myself. See ya.